Where am I?
You don't know where you are?
No.
You're in Bulgaria.
No, no, no.
After a few hours on the bus, I finally reached the border. To my surprise, the whole process was quick and easy. At some point we got off the bus, we each showed our ID documents at the booth, then we had a 15-minute break at a cafeteria. Compared to air travel, buses are a breeze. There's no wait limits, long delays, no passport lines or security checkpoints. It's just better. And before I knew it, I was in Bulgaria's capital, Sofia. Look at those commie blocks. Now that's Eastern Europe. Most of my time in Sofia, I've just been walking around the city, looking at interesting stuff, and then going back to the hotel I'm staying in. Yes, I said hotel. Originally, I had booked a cheap hostel, but when I got there, the place was a smelly dump with a thin foam mattress and a really stinky, uncomfortable pillow that contained 2 years worth of dribble and the tears of 1,000 backpackers that regretted booking this unfortunate place. So, like any good socialist, I abandoned my collective sleeping arrangement and booked a lovely bourgeois hotel suite just for me. The hotel I'm staying in is called Art 158. It's an art gallery / rock bar / hotel, but the rooms are completely new. The place was built around 2 weeks ago and man, I hit the jackpot. This place is just brand new. Beds are new, pillows are new, bathrooms are new. It's all just perfect. So this part of the trip, for me, these 8 days in Sofia, it's about relaxing. I've been traveling for 7 weeks and my 8 days in Bulgaria is just about taking it easy. So that's exactly what I did. Each day I'd walk around, take in the sights, and then head back to the hotel and do some video editing and just relax. On one of the days when I was walking through Sofia's main mall area, I saw a gigantic protest. One of the protesters told me they were against Bulgaria's support of Ukraine in the war. Now, I was quite surprised, because in the West, everyone is in support of Ukraine's right to sovereignty and has condemned the Russian invasion. The mainstream media opinion is that Putin is a madman, a megalomaniacal sociopath, hell-bent on expanding Russia and securing a legacy for Putin. Others have pointed out that the US wanted Ukraine to join NATO and pushed for this change, despite the fact that Ukraine has always acted as a buffer state between NATO and Russia. They say Ukraine joining NATO would be a provocation that Russia has always warned would be a red line crossed. Still, whatever the narrative, all sides of politics are united against the Russian invasion. Well, in Bulgaria, things are a little bit different. There are a lot of anti-Nazi signs in this crowd because the dominant narrative of Putin is that Russians are liberating Ukrainians of their Nazi leadership. They don't want Bulgaria just to stay out of the war. They're hoping that Russia wins. Things are a little bit different in this neck of the woods. The next day I decided to visit an interactive museum called the Red Flat. This museum is a flat that belonged to a family in the 1980s communist era, and the flat was preserved so that people could visit. It's an audio-visual experience, so you have headphones on and the narrator takes you through each of the features in the flat and has information or a story at each point. So you can touch anything in the flat. For example, as the narrator is telling me about the medals in this display cabinet, how the man that lived here was awarded these by the state for excellence in his labour as an engineer. You're allowed to pick them up. You can play with anything in the flat. They're very trusting. I'm fascinated by Bulgarian communist products. They were produced by the state-owned companies in Bulgaria, so they're quite unique. For example, they have their own communist version of Lego. And Duplo. They have communist toasters that can do one slice at a time. They even had a little electric grill, produced by a company owned by the state. Hearing people's life stories from this era, it's just so fascinating to me. It's like a little alternate reality, a modern society, but without capitalists. Instead, they had an authoritarian government, police cracking down on free speech, pirate radio stations, a state-run tourist service. They even had a housing market, but with strict rules, such as it being illegal for any family to own more than one house. That made the existence of rent-seeking capitalists in the housing market impossible. Absolutely fascinating stuff. Bulgaria might be the poorest country in the EU, with some strange taste in men's clothing. But to me, Sofia is a nice little city. And at this point in the adventure, I just needed an interesting place to take it easy, and that's what I found. If you can eat out at the restaurants, go to the bars, or if you feel like going off to the wilderness for an epic hiking experience, Bulgaria could be an amazing place to visit. I would definitely recommend it. It's not a place that tourists tend to visit, and I think that makes it even more appealing. For my purposes, I just wanted a place that was interesting, that I could wander around for 3 or 4 hours each day, then come back to a nice little hotel and play on my laptop. And that's what I did. So for me, Sofia was absolutely perfect.